Up.
I am.
All right, all right. Well, we are live, and sorry for the delay. We're about 3 minutes late, but I was having some Wi-Fi difficulty on my end, and I think I had a backup ready to go, and actually I had two backups, but I think we've got it going now. So hopefully everybody can hear us, and I just want to welcome everybody. Today is August the 16th, and here's people saying, are you going live? Well, yes, we are going live. We are live. So, Eddie, excited to have you on in the middle of this August, that we're halfway through the month and got some really cool stuff to talk about today, and just happy to have you on.
Thank you, Alan. I'm glad to be here. When you said it's halfway through August, I can't believe it. You know, that means we're about 30 days or 31 or 2 days away from touching down in Arizona and seeing everybody. So it's been a quick summer.
32 days is what it's down to now, and you know we had four people that I know of register today, so we're getting more and more. And I know we had some great numbers, and then we had some of the people internationally who have fallen out. But, you know, we've been talking about this event on the lives that we've been doing in the groups and the group chats and through everybody. But, you know, there's no better person to hear it from than you. I mean, we've got some amazing speakers lined up. We've got an amazing event lined up. The venue is going to be spectacular. And, you know, we're always encouraging people that, hey, this is the kind of event that, well, leaders attend events, number one, but just the impact that I feel every event that we've had, everybody's left, and just everybody that attends, you always see that growth. So I wanted you to talk a little bit about it, about the upcoming event, and the importance, obviously, of not only attending, but getting your team there.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm happy to do that. And I will say something that is going to surprise you and probably everyone else. We just, this afternoon, I spoke to Sonia in communication with the hotel. We're probably going to have to cut off registration in the next 2 weeks because the hotel wants to prepare for social distancing in the room. So I need to say to anybody that's sitting on the fence, we're trying to get clarity on the number, but I maybe want to get ahead of the facts, and people are going to be upset with us because we are going to be limited from the original set of numbers we thought. I hope everybody listening sort of realizes there's so many of these things completely outside of our control. And so in the next couple of weeks, we'll get some clarity and communicate with the field. Hopefully those that are really earnest about going right and really want to go. I see my friend Debbie Stella here. She and I had a little communication going this evening about we just need to see everybody face to face. And so I just need to prepare everybody that we may not be able to see everybody we want to face. And so just kind of prepare yourself for that. But let me say this. So there are some real, to me, pillars about this industry and this business. None more important, right? I mean, we could all talk about product, you know, having something that can change people's lives or change your own life, you know, by reducing your risk of disease or making you feel better, whatever happens to be. And we can talk about income, you know, I mean, that can also change your life, or something like recognition. We've got a great recognition event on Friday evening for those that have advanced past to director in the past period, or those that are participating in the 3P programs. I mean, there's a lot of these things that are real, what I call sort of the pillars of what we do, but none more important than the relationships and having fun and kind of just being with your people, right? Being with folks that kind of see the world like you do with a positive lens, and they're excited about their future and they want to grow, they want to get better, whatever that happens to be, want to be aligned to change lives. We're going to be talking about some of the things we're doing together as an organization to change lives with World Central Kitchen and Repurpose, whereas we're going to be talking in detail about becoming a plastic neutral company, which is a big deal. everybody hopefully saw the microplastics article today about the impact of plastic on our health. But just being able to have those relationships, rekindle those relationships, I think now maybe we took it for granted. I know certainly when we were off Kamala last, that's right, where we were last face to face and we were saying goodbye. Maybe we all thought, maybe there'll be a little something out there that gets in the way for a little while, but we had no idea what was in front of us with COVID and the pandemic. And so I miss the relationships. I've never been a part of anything in my life where relationships stood out more, mattered more, and really, that plays a big role in why I'm here. So for those that have never been a part of that or just new to our family, gosh, I hope you're one of the ones that can come so you can kind of feel the vibe and the energy of this group. And it's also a group that likes to have fun. So I look forward to that. I see Denise Longton here on our little chat. We should name Denise the chief in charge of fun with her attitude. So it's great, and the relationships are just as important as the other wonderful details. She's
definitely the chief fun officer for sure. Yeah. If you find yourself not having a good time, you just got to find her because she's having a good time wherever she is.
Absolutely. It's on the website, but I'll give everybody that wants sort of a personal description of things that are going on. So our leadership council, which Alan's a part of, and Denise and others, that'll be meeting on Friday morning, kind of a, boardroom type meeting to discuss some of the happenings inside the company, areas we can improve on and get better, sort of things about our future and vision and details like that. And then on Friday evening, we get to celebrate our celebratory dinner, which will be a wonderful opportunity to also have that sort of intimate setting of eating together, but celebrating success. But then on Saturday, when this thing really kicks into gear, that morning session is going to be spectacular. You're going to have a chance to hear from Dr. Alex Lee. He's a longtime part of our Medical Brain Trust. He is a real expert on zeolites, and he's a gastro doctor. And so no one understands better than a person that's dealing with the digestive tract and the bowel, just how crucial it is to manage toxins, both in terms of what you do from a supplement standpoint as well from a dietary standpoint. And so he's got a wonderful presentation he'll be delivering on Saturday. And then Dr. Robert Greenberg, which some people know Dr. Greenberg by reputation, others you don't know Dr. Greenberg. He's brilliant, and he's a big part of ongoing product development, particularly when we talk about the build and balance category. He's going to spending some time talking about balance and the role of CBD in downregulating the sympathetic nervous system and how crucial that is for good long-term health. So a lot of wonderful things in that regard for those that are thirsting for that sort of real science-y, but also digestible understanding about the products and the benefits and the roles they play in good health. And then as the day goes on, we've got recognition. Craig, we're not yet quite on our 1-year anniversary having Mr. Craig Dowley be a part of the organization, but he really could give Denise a run for her money as a chief fun officer as well. And he's got some great things planned. So I'm just going to tell everybody when you get there, going to let your hair down a little bit and just get ready during the course of the day. This is not going to be a stuffy event, right? We're going to have a good time. There's some fun stuff planned. And then we'll get it around to being serious again. Our leadership council that led by Alan and AJ and some of the others, we've got some wonderful trainings about the system. One of the keys to being successful here is a system that can be easily embraced and worked, whether you're really part-time, whether you've got experience, you don't have experience. There's so many people do this on a very limited schedule, and so they don't need anything complicated. They just need to be able to come in and sort of plug their energy into a simple system. And if it's 15 or 20 minutes to repurpose from the least productive part of their day, whatever it is. So we're going to be discussing the system in detail. So, just all in all, it'll be wonderful. If I sound like I'm trying to sell it, I am. I just know from personal experience when I was in the field, the impact that events had on my business. In fact, I I adopted an event-driven strategy where I would really look at my calendar on a monthly basis and a quarterly basis, and I sort of sprinted to events. And on a weekly basis, my sprint involved getting to the conference calls, that are held on Tuesdays and Thursdays and Wednesday nights, whatever happens to be. Then getting into local meetings, right? If there was one every 30 days, right? Building towards that. And then the more regional, national events we didn't call it a mastermind event, but back in the day, I worked in an environment where we had something like our mastermind events. And I always sort of said to myself, however many people went with me to the last one, I got to double the number for this one. And I was able to use that to build the business. So I'm just a big believer in what events can do and how they can help a person's business grow. And if you're serious about this and you want this to be a meaningful part of your financial, portfolio, right, to make a difference in your household and give you choices, then it's the type of thing you want to attend.
And one of the beautiful things about this event this time too is there are a ton of new faces going to be there this time too. I mean, a lot of new people who are coming on board and are going to be there, and several new ones. And with the three-peat and the directors who are coming to the rewards dinner, I don't know how many qualify for three-peat, but I'm sure it's a lot. And I know we've had tons of, I wanted to talk about that, but this month I've already seen 2 more directors qualify for the event. And then last month, and I gotta talk about this because, when you talk about events and people who are having success, because success breeds success. And when you're around successful people, you catch that spark, you get that feeling, you get that enthusiasm. And so last month alone, just in July, we had new regional executive Larry Cook, a new national director Aaron Elizabeth. We had 2 new national directors, Aaron Marie Zawiski and Aaron Elizabeth. We had a new regional director, Dale Scott. Laura Graff was a new regional director, our singing cowgirl from the Back of the Horses, and Laura's excited. We can't wait to see her and Lawrence. So then we had
you say that, Alan. Let me show you something. We just dusted off the pin that Larry will be able to receive while we're there. Look at how beautiful that is with those emeralds in it.
That is amazing. Beautiful. So, yeah.
I guess through a webcam, it doesn't quite do us justice, but yeah, we're excited.
It's beautiful. Absolutely. That is massive to reach that position, regional executive. And with the new directors, because Dale became a director and in June, then a regional director in July, and June was a partial month for her. Laura Graff, regional director. Then we've got David Wetzel, Jamie Sewell, Linda Lalonde, Nora Weigel, Zach Fisher, and Inga Wetzel all became directors. And so they all qualified for the rewards dinner. In addition to that, we've already got 2 more this month. And then we had a ton of new national. It's exciting to see this kind of growth in July because August, September, October, and November are 4 of the best months of the year. And when you can see this momentum carrying into the fall, it's really going to get crazy. So we've got Ada Zagwa, national manager, Al Garcia, Bonnie Clayton, Carmen Estel, Clarence Thomas, Crystal Dominguez, Gail Johnson, Jody Barnett, June Baker, Kim Kopp, Martha Sluter, Monica Leal, Robin Cook, Rochelle Blanton, Terry Ewalt, Tony Holland, all new national managers in the month of July. And then regional directors, Michael Scott, AJ Pollock, Annette DiStefano, Betty Nito, Brittany Johnson, Carol McMillan, Carolyn Prince, Connie Carizel, Curtis Baker, Holistic Wellness Center, Honey Logan, Jacqueline Medina. Let's scroll down some more here. We've got Jennifer Seal, Kim McNeil, Linda Likeness, Marcia Bird, Marty Brewer, Mary Jane Lopez, Michelle Brown, Rhonda Deal, Richard Dix, Sharon Sewell, and Tanya Wales, all new regional directors for the month of July. And that's just amazing, those numbers.
Well, and you said there's 2 already in July. We've been looking at it. There's about 7 more that are just about there, and we're barely halfway, right? So like you said, what this really means, I mean, look, we want to take a moment and cheer for the summer, but you do this summer work to have a spectacular, life-changing fall, and that's what's happened here. You've got some groups that absolutely have taken the months that some people would take off, gone to work to make the fall spectacular for. I mean, it's exciting.
Well, and I wanted you to touch on this a little bit because you talk about a lot of the new groups and a lot of things going on. You know, when you take how do I put this? And I want you to elaborate on this. When you take a group of people who have been with the company for 20 years, 20 plus years, okay, and they are 100% bought into 20, 25 years, some 30 years, bought into the product, brought into the compensation plan, bought into the company, love what they're doing. They're locked in, they're getting great results. And then you show them, and the reason I want you to kind of elaborate on this, Eddie, is this. Sometimes people, you get in that rut when you're in that company and you just, you're there and you just need something to encourage you to break out, and you see some new people coming along. Well, what's happened is with some of these new groups is they have come to us and seen what we have to offer product-wise, seen the results, got to look at this compensation plan that I keep telling people, you don't get me started on that because there's so much bragging I can do on that. And then they go, and you're doing what with gift cards? And I've got this, and they're just blown away at all the tools, at all the offers, at all the promotions, at all the and how amazing and pure the products are, and they just get so excited, and so sometimes for that person who's been around for a while, it becomes normal for us, but this is unlike any other company in the industry, and I talk to a lot of people all the time with the other industries, and so I just wanted to kind of just to touch a little bit on the fact that I said to somebody yesterday, I said, this is like the perfect storm. When you put all this together, it can be overwhelming.
Well, I feel exactly like you're describing. I mean, the one nice thing for me is and I think you're in this category, we kind of have our heads down and we do our best, do our work every day, right? And at the company, we have a deep belief that you cannot sit on yesterday. Some people call it sitting on your laurels, right? Today's a fresh day. And what that means, it's a new opportunity to re-win the confidence of the people that you work with, to find new ways to serve. And so I'm reminded of that when I'm around folks that have joined new, and they look at what we're doing and they get excited, but they tell us about where they've been, where they weren't excited. And I find that to be instructive. And so for me, I look at what happens, and ours is the type of business where you've got a constant flow of new folks coming in. We this past month had close to 12,000 people get involved with the organization, which is just exciting, right? And it brings a lot of fresh perspectives, right? It allows us to see things through a fresh set of eyes, and so it's exciting for me to see their excitement, but then be reminded about how important it is to continue to make the choices to get better and to grow. I'm a deep believer that the decision to grow is a choice. The decision to sit on your laurels is a choice. And so when I see these fresh faces and what they're doing, it renews my spirit and gets me excited about where we're at, but also think about, okay, where can we go next? What's in front of us? Because I do think that if we learned anything in the last 10, 15 years in the economy, it's that change is constant and resistance is futile. So you might as well just get on board in trying to grow and get better. And then you have wonderful people see what you're doing and decide they want to run beside you. And so whether you're somebody's been with us for a while or brand new, it's kind of neat to see that spirit coming together and this momentum developing for us. Just like we recently just started shipping into Mexico in earnest, and just the excitement of that new body of folks that are getting involved with us, right? It's just great to see these kind of dynamics hitting and, driving us, right? We're being driven by these folks. They're pushing our envelope just like their own.
Well, I can tell you, it really is like a shot of adrenaline when you're working with them and you're around them and you hear them. And that's one of the things that's going to happen for everybody when we get to Scottsdale is that shot of adrenaline is going to be just massive, massive
Yes, it
to see
is.
all the new faces, the happy for the the just the people who are having success. And, you know, a lot of times, and you're right. I always say, you know, when you reach that success, enjoy your moment in the sun, but don't stay there so long you get burnt, you know, because you got to continue to move forward. You know, enjoy that moment, enjoy that sunshine, and celebrate that victory. But there's many more victories down the road that you can achieve and look for, and you've always got to be looking for that. And it's so exciting. And you know, I'm not gonna. I mean, there's going to be some big news at this event too. I mean, you know, and I know that you always break out the good stuff and the big news there for people who are coming to learn new things. These two speakers are just going to be absolutely amazing. As you were talking about, I've heard nothing but great things. I've seen Alex Lee's presentation that's in the back office or on our website, but hearing him in person, his credentials are amazing, and his knowledge and wisdom of what's going on in the current world. And I think that's so important, is to be able to relate what we're doing right now in helping the body's immune system and helping our people be healthier. You know, I saw an article, a video today from a doctor, a PhD doctor, who said, listen, he said, I'm just telling you that the benefits of vitamin D, real true plant-based vitamin D, real true vitamins, minerals, and supplements, and zinc in the body to build the immune system. He said, if anything out there in the world could be emphasized more, I think we need to be talking about that more. You know, he said, we got a virus that's breaking out in the summertime when people's vitamin D levels are supposed to be at their highest. And he said, so that's just proof for beyond reasonable doubt that we as human beings in today's society must supplement. And when he said that, it's interesting because he was doing it at a meeting for a town, and the town was talking about what's going on and how they were going to move forward with the issues that are happening right now in the world that we don't need to talk about. And he came to talk about, hey, there's more than just, you know, this and this. We really have to focus on people, you know, supplementing and doing the right things and eating the right foods and taking care of your body. And the crowd just erupted when he was talking about, you know, hey, supplementing and doing the right things and taking care of yourself. And so that's always such a positive thing. And so somebody asked me, you know, they said, I hear y'all talk a lot about all the records that you set last year during a difficult time. And he said, so where are you this year? And I said, I can just tell you that our team, my team, the team that I represent, has not even begun to slow down. It's massive. And he said, what about the company? And I said, everything that I can see, it's no different. I mean, the company is just massively growing in all aspects, in all teams, and all people. And so just kind of talk about that and where we are so far this year.
Well, you're right. And congratulations on what's happening with you and your organization, because it has continued to grow regardless of the time of the year. And it seems to be regardless of the circumstances in the world at large. There's just a genuine affection for what we're doing and interest in getting involved. And so congratulations to you and everybody involved with that. As a company, we've mirrored that growth. And here's what I would attribute to. And you know, for those that are looking for causes and effect, I'm 57 years old. And at least in my lifetime, frankly, I think it extends beyond my 57 years. I'm not sure there's been a moment where health is of a greater concern than it is today. And that isn't just speaking about the challenges associated with a pandemic, not just with the pandemic itself, but all the challenges it forces upon us. But also when we consider things like wildfires, you know, not just in the Western United States, not just in Western Canada, not just in Greece, but really in all kinds of spots across the globe, and what that pumps into the atmosphere in terms of pollutants. issues that
Yes.
are already now being exacerbated by the, nearly 100,000 man-made chemicals being produced around the world for consumer goods. So we face a sort of a toxic storm. That's one way I sort of think about it. That's just a part of modern living. It doesn't appear to be going away, right? It doesn't appear, to be changing in that regard. If you consider then the stress and the strain of modern living and what that does to the body, the immune system, the central nervous system. And so I'm not sure there's been a more important time for people to own their own health and take charge of it, because there isn't a pill you can take to solve this problem. These are real, genuine issues where we need to think clearly and carefully about what we're putting in our body in terms of our food supply and supplements, if you're using them, our lifestyles, how we manage stress, exercise, other things. And so, for a company like ours, I think we're positioned to be a complement and a tool to anybody that cares deeply about their health. And that's what's fueling our growth. There's no question. Now, look, there's some people involved with us making, spectacular incomes on a monthly basis, earning on a monthly basis what a lot of people earn annually, right? That's exciting, and it creates its own excitement. I can't ignore that as a factor to what's happening for us, but I really believe the thirst for better health, the thirst to prepare yourself, your body, and your family for the challenges ahead, because they're not going away anytime soon. All of those things, if you're a marketer and you're someone that believes in marketing when you're making business decisions, to see that type of demand and the growth and the passion associated with that kind of demand and know that you can position in front of it, that's a recipe for success for an entrepreneur. That's what's happening. Yeah,
I agree. And so it's 9:30, and we try to like to keep these at 30 minutes. And I'm gonna kind of, I want you to comment. Well, I think I lost. There you are. You're back. I want you to comment for us on a question that I've gotten asked recently. We're attracting a lot of major networkers in our industry who have been around the industry for many, many years. And so I got asked this question, not a lot, but a few times in the past few weeks, and they've said, this is probably the most exciting company, and their growth they're just positioned for massive growth in the future going forward. And it's so exciting to see, but I have a concern. And I said, okay, so what's your concern? And they said, here's our concern. Here's our concern is what a couple people said, and they worded it a different way. What is Eddie's vision for the next 10 to 15 years? And is he in this for the long haul? Now, you know what I told him, but I'd love for him to hear from you.
Alan, you're breaking up a little bit.
You're kind of frozen on me there.
Okay, so you're breaking up on mine a little bit, but hopefully you can hear me. That's an interesting question to me. Okay. Yeah. That's an interesting question to me, because it's almost like somebody's looking at me as that I'm old and I'm going to retire. And as I just said, I'm 57. I'm just getting started, for gosh sakes. I've worked so long and so hard to develop the kind of team that we have. And that's not just the internal team, right? That's not just Susan's team that leads the best support group I've ever seen, who's onboarding 2 more support people in the next 2 weeks, right? Because of just expansion. That's not just Sonia and Jen and design and marketing, who I think have worked almost a lifetime, right, to prepare themselves to understand marketing in our environment and the tools that people need to be successful. That's not just someone like Craig, who has his entire career here leading sales organizations successfully, or our logistics groups, right? I feel like as an organization, we're hitting on all cylinders, and they've all worked way too hard to develop this experience to somehow think we're going to shy away from the future. Right. We sort of prepared ourselves to embrace this future as aggressively as we possibly can. We love what we do. We love servicing this business. And so where do I see us going? I see us going to $100 million company in probably the next 24 to 30 months. That's the kind of trajectory that we're on. And that's just a start. There's 7 billion people on this planet. we've shown ourselves to have the ability to expand and market and ship our products to over 60 countries. That's just a start of things to come. So for us, the future is bright based upon the demands and the needs of the organization. And, someone might look at us and say, were they going to retire? I think you're underestimating our energy, and maybe you think we're older than we are, because you're for good or bad, you're stuck with us for a very long time, right? We may in the next 4 or 5 years try to sneak out and play a little golf on occasion, but outside of something like that, we could not embrace with more enthusiasm with what we do. And there's no plans to do anything except keep our foot on the accelerator. I don't know how to make that any more clear about our commitment to the long future. Anybody that's ever spent a lot of time with me, I'm not a short-term planner under any circumstances. I'm patient, and I think of things in a long-term legacy type of environment, and that's the future we have planned.
Well, and that's what I said. I said, Eddie sees this. I said to this person, and I said, well, the 3 people that have asked, I said, this is more than a business to Eddie. This is his passion. This is his legacy. This has been his dream his entire life. And I used this example. I said, can you imagine getting halfway through the season, knowing that you got the chance to win the Super Bowl and saying we're out? That wouldn't happen. And that's where we are. We are halfway through the season, and there's nobody even close to us to compete with us for the Super Bowl. We're going to win this thing. We're going to blow everybody away. We're ahead. The other teams are looking at us and looking at our product line and trying to figure out how to emulate and duplicate what we are already been doing for 9 years, and they still can't figure out how to do it and make a profit. And for you to have been able to do that now for 9 years, it just blows me away. Yeah, and with the compensation, it's just, and that's why they're like, I've never seen anything like this. It's absolutely amazing. And I go, listen, I can just tell you, and I say this jokingly all the time, hang in there, because I've been here now, soon be 9 years, and it just keeps getting gooder and gooder every year. I don't know how you beat last year, but Eddie always brings it back next year better and better. So,
hey, we try to stay connected to a really smart brain trust all the time that challenges us every day. And, to me, that's how you get better. Anybody out there that's trying to think about your personal life, your professional life, how do you get better? Surround yourself by people that challenge you. Yeah. That's the key to me.
Well, I know when I came on board, and we spent a couple of days when I was in Raleigh when you were doing the grand opening, at that time it was a lot of pay-to-play mess going on, and I'll never forget, you said, well, Alan, if you come here, you're going to come and start and work, and this is what we got, and this is what we offer, but this is how, and I love the term visionary business owner, because your vision is so, you've never lost sight of what the end result and the end goal is. The vision has always been the same, and you stay focused on that. And that's what I love. And I'll still say to this day, never been embarrassed, always positive. Everything's going right. And I can just tell you, from my opinion is, this train is just now getting out of the station for the long run. And so we're just getting excited. So anyway, 9:37, I want to let everybody get off here. Thanks for coming on, celebrating the victories we had with last month. This month's going to be better. And just can't wait to see you and everybody else in Scottsdale in 32 days.
Yeah, just pay attention to all the announcements. Thank you, guys.
You got it. Yeah, check your email.
Yeah, check your
Thanks,
email.
everybody.
Bye-bye.
All right. Thank you, Eddie.